What's up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. You're watching Shoe DIY, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to loosely lace your Adidas Campus. I'm going to be lacing the right and the left shoe today, so let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is put the tongue down into the shoe so we can get to the lace holes on either side. And we're going to be starting by taking the lace down through that first hole on the outside of the shoe. So draw your lace a little way up into the shoe, and then when you pass the lace across the front, just make sure that you're flattening it out. The end of the lace is then going to go down through the first hole on the inside. If you put your two ends of the lace together and pull up, you'll make sure that your laces are the same length. Just like that. So I'm going to leave that nice and loose like that, not too loose, but just enough to set off our lacing style. So we're going to start with the outside lace, bringing it across the shoe to the second hole on the inside. And as you bring it across, just make sure that you're flattening out the lace as much as you can. If you catch it on your finger as well, it'll help you to guide it into the hole, and also it'll help you to untwist any twists that might come up in the lace. Then we're going to take the inside lace across the shoe to the outside second hole. So as you can see, they've got a bit of a twist, so I'll just flick it over with my finger and bring it down into the hole. It does help you to manage to lace it much more easily. Then if you keep that lace in your hand, you're going to bring it across to the third hole on the inside of the shoe. So there's plenty of twists there, so just pull them around and you can flatten it out very easily. Then the inside lace is going to come across to the outside third hole. I'm just going to stop for a minute and just make sure that I'm going to pull out the shoes. And if you pull out the shoes, it pulls on the loops. It just makes sure that they're the same width as each other, and it helps the laces to slot in as well. Then we're going to take the outside lace across to the inside fourth hole. And then take that inside lace across to the outside fourth hole. And keep that lace in your hand, bring it across to the next inside hole. And then the inside lace comes across to the outside. Getting close to the top now. Keep that lace in your hand and bring it across to the next inside hole. Just like that. And then the inside lace comes across to the outside. Keeping the laces nice and relaxed, pulling them out to make sure that they're all the same as each other. And then when you get close to the top, you can see that we want to make sure that we're leaving that so that you can see the logo. So I'm just going to tuck that back down, and this time I'm going to take the outside lace across, and this time rather than taking it around and down, I'm going to take it out. So I'm just going to bring it out a little way, which will give me a loop, and then I'm going to take the inside lace out through the top opposite hole, which will give a loop. Make sure the laces are the same as each other, and then those two loops are going to go behind the tongue. So if you lift your tongue up and slide those loops behind there like that, pull your shoe out, just make sure all your laces are looking nice and loose and very much the same as each other. So there you've got your loosely laced Adidas Campus. Let's move on to the left shoe. So with the left shoe, I'm also going to take that tongue down into the shoe. I'm going to make sure as well, I'm going to start lacing with the first hole on the outside to make sure that the right and the left can match each other. So bring your lace up into the shoe, just a little bit, take it across, making sure it's nice and flat, and then bring the end of the lace down through the inside first hole. Take your ends together and pull up. Like that. So let's start with that outside lace then and bring it across to that second hole on the inside of the shoe. And then the inside lace is going to come across that second hole on the outside. Keep that lace in your hand and bring it across to the next hole on the inside. I'm just going to pull this one in a little bit before I bring the lace across to the outside third hole. And I'm going to keep that lace in my hand, bring it across to the fourth hole on the inside. Just pull out your laces and make sure that they are the same width. So you can see this one's a little bit tighter here, so I'm just going to pull this one out slightly, like that. And then the inside lace comes across to the next outside hole, the fourth hole. And then bring that across to the inside hole. And then the inside lace comes across to the outside fifth hole. Again, I'm just going to open up the shoes and just make sure all the laces are crossed over. And then that outside lace comes across to the next inside hole. And then the inside lace comes across to the outside hole. And then we're going to do it's going to have the same look as the right shoe, but we're going to do things slightly differently with this one, just to show you that you can finish off in a different way. So instead of taking this across and this one across and going out and having, if I show you on this one, remind you that if we have those two loops under there, instead what you can do, if you find that you really like that loosely laced look but it slips on your heel, then what you can do instead is when you've got your shoe on your foot, obviously you have the tongue lifted up, what you can do instead is you can tie these two together. So once you've got it on your foot and you've adjusted your laces so they're all comfortable, then you can make yourself a knot like this, so that these loops won't start to loosen out of here when you're wearing the shoe. So once you've got that knot, pop it behind your tongue like that, and then you get the ends and then you bring them through. So I'm just going to push that down a minute while I bring those ends through like that. So it's just like the other shoe. Bring this one through as well, just like that. And then that knot that you've done sits on top of your foot, just like the two loops would if you decided to have just two loops instead. Just going to loosen those off slightly. Once the tongue comes up as well and takes up more of this kind of area here with the lace, you might need to adjust them a little bit. But this is a different way that you can finish off. You still get that same look, but it does mean as well that these two loops won't come in, they won't work their way back through when you're wearing the shoe, and it just makes it a more secure way to wear that lovely loose look. So there you have your right and your left loosely laced. Now I'm going to show you what they look like on feet. So there you have your Adidas Campus loosely laced. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and for future videos, subscribe. Thanks for watching.